And we are live from Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri. I'm Brady Reaton alongside my partner Ryan Swanson. Ryan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's been a pretty good day. I'm excited. Semifinal matchup for Nixa. It's going to be a good night.
It has been a good night. We have the Eagles taking on the Washington Wildcats out of Kansas. Now, we saw this matchup last year in our little Augs Gym fiasco, and it was really at first I thought it was going to be a blowout. The Eagles kind of got up ahead, and then out of nowhere, the Wildcats just started drilling threes, and they weren't missing. I mean, last year there was a senior guard who turned around. He had about 5 threes in a row, and Blanchett turns to the bench and asked him how many he had, and he turned around and showed him on his fingers. And it was just, I mean, it became a close game. It turned a little bit chippy, but then the Eagles got back ahead 10. I believe it was a Josh Peters oop what ended it off.
I mean, yeah, the last time these two teams played, like you said, it looked like it was going to be a blowout. Washington definitely came back. This team is a very good shooting team. And normally, coming into this season, like when you first look at these teams, especially at the beginning of the year, you would think that this would be a matchup where every one of these two teams would be shooting the lights out, be high scoring. But with the way the Eagles have started their season, they have not been able to hit a three-point shot. And it's good to have these now rather than later when we get towards playoff. But that doesn't mean it's good to have these right now. You need to figure out why what was talked about to be your team's biggest strength currently isn't working whatsoever.
I mean, I sat there and everybody was like, what do you know about Nixa this year? And I'm like, they're not going to miss. And I genuinely didn't think they were. And they went 7 for 23. They went 3 for 15 in the last game, 20% beyond the arc. And that's not going to slide in a game. I mean, they're lucky they found themselves with a big lead. And this year, they are, sorry, my spreadsheet's bugging, but they are 20 for 78, 26% beyond the arc. That's not going to cut it. I mean, from the teams in the past, the Nixa teams in the past, they have been some of the best shooting teams we've seen. And I really thought this team had the potential to be the best. And it just hasn't panned out that way.
No, but again, you've only played 4 games. You got a lot of basketball left. So there's no need to panic about anything going on right now. Just keep going. You got to, I mean, not shooting the three-point shot isn't going to help you whatsoever. You still got to shoot him. You still got to pull him if you want to get more shots to fall. But, I mean, maybe that shouldn't be your number one focus coming into tonight.
And they did see themselves shooting around today at Staley and yesterday, I believe, at Staley. But it's been a long day. It's been a very long day. This Eagles team has been kind of waiting around and kind of been waiting to play. Some went back to school for the last 2 days. Some stayed up here. But it's just been kind of a, like, I'm ready to play and let's go get it.
I mean, yeah, so this Eagles team, all I'm saying is offensively to start this, I don't think the three-point shot should be the first option that they look to. They need to work it inside because the last 2 games or last game of this tournament, that worked really well. Working it inside, I mean, there was a lot of backdoor cuts. We had a couple good mid-range shots from Peters and from Hines. Meltebarger and McKnight were doing great, but you have to be able to look at the three-point option as well. I just don't think it should be the number one option since of how good it worked. The inside worked for you last time.
Yeah, and speaking of the inside, the player who's been dominating the boards has been Adam McKnight, and he's about 6'3", 6'4", 190 pounds. So he's not really the biggest you see in a big man, but he's aggressive. And it's really fun to see because his vertical, I mean, he can jump through the roof, and he just recorded his second double-double of the year in game number 1 where he had 14 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah, Adam McKnight's definitely a guy where me and you both didn't really know much about him. Obviously, it'd be his first year. Freshman starting varsity, he definitely had to have some talent. You don't just do that. That's very impressive to do, especially in the basketball program that is Nixa, Missouri. So I was really excited to see how he was going to do coming in, and he has found a role of himself on the starting 5. And as we said last broadcast, more of like a Noah Engelman type role where he's getting boards, doing all the gritty work, taking charges. He can definitely score when he needs to, but you see him more taking that role of getting the boards down low at the guard spot, especially when Cantwell's off the floor.
And we say that like he's not averaging 10.5 points a game. Like he's definitely doing his work well inside. I mean, he's coming in second in points average, and that's behind, of course, the leader, Josh Peters, who's averaging 14.5. But, I mean, he's been killing it on the boards, 8.8 per game. Like, it's impressive, and I've said it. I could see a record being broken in a season, or even if it's not a season, it's definitely a career.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But one thing for this Eagles team that you got to be happy about is the fact that put over 70 points on the board the last time out, and you didn't have a good three-point shoot. You 20% from the three-point line and still put up over 70 points. So
I mean,
as much as we're talking about this is a struggle, and like we keep saying that like it's a bad thing, they're still winning ball games. They're still winning by good margins, and they're playing well overall. So it's not more of a problem, but it's more of something that needs to be worked out, because as long as you're winning basketball games, whatever problems come along, you'll be able to fix. But you eventually do have to figure them out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the three-point shot hasn't been falling, but it's going to come sooner than later.
Yeah.
Like, this Eagles team's going to find the groove, and they're not going to – it's a sight no one wants to see. Like, you see them take that big stride in hitting three-point shots, and you're like, this is a team I don't want to play. I mean, last year I think the big stride the Eagles made was the blue and gold championship against Rogers. That's when they really started becoming the shooting team we all know and love.
Yeah, it only takes one guy to start getting hot, and then the whole team can start heating up from three-point land. So, I mean, I'd look for, like, in the first couple of drives, maybe look for a shot, but if they don't fall, start to work it inside and try and open the lanes up a little bit more from beyond the arc.
The Eagles bench has been doing wonders for them. I mean, a very deep team. They see about 11 to 12 guys play a game. And it's really been the roles of the juniors and sophomores who have been coming off the bench and, I mean, killing it. When you see Kevon, Wyatt, Lane, Randy, and Lane coming into the game. Did I already say Lane?
Yeah.
Did I really say Lane? Who is it? Now I'm struggling.
Foster?
Bryce Foster. Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
When you see those fives come off the bench, you know, like, they're going to force turnovers, and they've done it all night or all year long. It's the press, which worked out really well for them, and they get points off of it, and they've been really running away with it when they get the press going.
Yeah, definitely, especially last game. The starting five for the Eagles did not start well at all. They were missing most of their shots, weren't able to get anything from deep, a couple turnovers. The bench came on, and the whole notion of the game changed. I mean, points were dropping from everywhere. They were getting boards, playing aggressive. There is a different type of energy from this bench, from the Nixa Eagles, that comes rather than the varsity when it's all the younger guys out there, and that has to do with the fact that they are a little bit unexperienced.
And we're going to send it down to the PA announcer for starting lineups, and we'll be right back. And we are back live from Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri. The Eagles take on the Wildcats as Eagles seek to find themselves in, once again, another championship game. So they take on the Wildcats from Washington, Kansas, and this team is energetic. I mean, we saw them play yesterday, come back against Liberty North, force overtime, and when they got their chance in overtime, it was over after that. There was no letting up. And tipping off, it's be Jamari Williams and Jackson Cantwell. The tip is away, and it's won by the Eagles. Kemp pushes it up to Hines. Now Hines going to drive it into the corner, brings it back out. Gets to McKnight. McKnight over the head of Alexander to Peters. Here's Hines, top of the key. Far corner, back up top. Kemp Guarded tightly by Bogus in the corner. McKnight, his three-pointer won't go. Rebound by Cantwell. Gets out to Kemp. Back inside, pass poked away there. And we don't have a number 15 on the roster. Now driving in, Jamari Williams, bounce pass. Gets it over Jaden Bogus, the 6'1 sophomore guard. He's guarded by Hines. Passes it off. Damian Alexander. Shot blocked there by Cantwell. Rebound Wildcats. Back out Alexander. Coming off the screen, his three-point shot won't go. Rebound McKnight as he soars through the air, trying to control himself, and he'll pass it back to Devin Kemp.
And both teams coming out with a man-to-man defense. Both teams are going to have to pick up the pace and have a lot of motion on offense. Nixa going to be favored in this just because of how much screens they run on offense, especially off ball. You're going to have to move your feet.
And we're going to have a foul called on Jamari Williams. McKnight, the ball handler there. With 6:39 left, we have a score of 0-0. Now number 0, Devin Kemp to pass it in. He's going to throw it in back to McKnight, now in the hands of Kemp. Bogus. Kemp drives through the lane. His pass gets deflected, taken away there by Damian Young. He pushes up court. Here's Jamari Williams driving through the lane. No good. Rebound McKnight as it gets poked free. And it will stay with the Eagles.
Actually, he pointed.
To stay with the Wildcats. And Coach Blancett's confused on the call there. Frankly, I am too.
I mean, you said it stay with the Eagles, but ref pointed where the Wildcats were, so I was a little confused, but.
And now I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're talking to somebody. I don't know what's the ref's talking to. It looks like an admin of Liberty North down there. I don't know what's happening.
I'm not really too sure either. This is new. Never seen the ref stop the game to talk to the admin about something that happened in the game.
Now he's going to talk to the admin again, and it's like whatever they have problems with is going to be fixed. Here's Bogus now. He's driving in on Peters. Control of his dribble. Now gets in the corner, Alexander. We're going to call a moving screen there on Jaden Bogus. And it will be Eagles basketball. Devin Kemp to bring it up. Kemp now hands it off. Here's Peters setting the screen. Cantwell driving through the lane all the way, and Peters takes a hard fall. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Good drive in by Peters, and definitely not the guy you want to send to the cherry stripe, one of the better free throw shooters on this team.
First shot will go from Peters.
That also is our first points of the game.
Very shocking, coming with 5:59 left in the first. It's going to be Williams to bring it up. Williams setting up the Wildcat offense. He's guarded by Peters, coming off the screen, driving baseline, kicks it back out. Now Javon Williams hands it off to Jamari Williams for 3, no good. Bogus coming out with the rebound. Dished inside, pass poke away there, and a late foul called on Devin Kemp.
Really late foul call and a really slow start to a game with two very, very aggressive and explosive teams. Definitely not what I think anyone expected. They're going to call that a shooting foul. So that's going to send.
I don't know who number 15 is.
I was going to say we do not have a 15 on our roster. I think I might have figured out who it is.
Who is it?
Hold on, I got to make sure his numbers. Nope, never mind. I'm trying to look for numbers that may not be on.
Well, he can't get either of them to go, and it's 2-0 Eagles. McKnight kicks it back out. Peters. Peters now driving through the lane. Kemp in the corner. Hines. Back out Kemp. Looks inside. Cantwell puts a body into him, and he lays it up for 2. Now pushing up court is Javon Williams. Kicks it out. Bogus splitting 3 defenders. Pass tip there by Cantwell. Finds the hands of Jamari Williams. Williams going through the lane, and he lays it off the glass for 2. Now the Eagles are going to push it up court fast. The pass is poked away there by Damian Alexander. Gets it up to Bogus, but he's going to pull it back out. Spinning through the lane, Bogus, fade away, Jay, no good. Rebound by Cantwell. Kemp to Peters. Peters on the far wing, guarded by Damian Alexander. Now top of the key, McKnight. In the corner, Hines left open for 3. His three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Alexander pushing up court is Jaden Bogus. Euro stepping through the lane, no good. Foul called on the ground on Devin Kemp, and he has 2. Checking in the game for the Eagles will be Kevon Flint, Randy Flint, and Lane Meltebarger.
And coming out is going to be Cantwell, Kemp, and Hines. This is normally what we've seen is when we start getting to the bench, the only senior that really stays out there for a long period of time is going to be Josh Peters. And he switches down more to a 5 role, especially when Cantwell leaves the floor.
The Eagles break out their grays for the first time this year in game number 5 in second round of the Liberty North tournament. Here's Jamari Williams. Hands it off Javon Williams. Back out Alexander, back to Williams. Javon Williams, guarded by McKnight, spinning through the lane, kicks it out. Stone's three-pointer will go. Savon Stone.
And if you're going to collapse in like that, you got to, driving in the lane like that, I didn't think there was big, never mind.
Peters three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Javon Williams, and now driving up, blocked there by Josh Peters. Oh, my goodness.
Ooh. Oh, my
fast
goodness.
Break by Damian Young ends with a big block by Josh Peters.
Almost put the ball through the backboard. My goodness.
Here's Jamari Williams. Going off the screen will be Stone. His shot's blocked. Now Meltebarger's going to get in transition. Gets to Randy Flint. Flint on the near wing, driving baseline. Kicks out Peters. Peters to Meltebarger to Kevon Flint. Kevon Flint back to Meltebarger, setting the screen. McKnight. Pull-up jumper, no good. Savon Stone on the rebound as he pushes it for the Wildcats. In the corner, Javon Williams driving baseline. Euro step through the lane, and it will fall for 2.
Good drive, and also like the Eagles, Washington and the Wildcats are a very, very good transition team. Can generate a lot of points through the breakaway on the offensive side of the ball. So that's one thing. If you're both these teams that on offense, you got to limit turnovers. You got to get the boards quickly. You can't allow any big breakaways down the court.
Both of them very fast and high-paced teams. Don't like much stoppage in the game. It's mostly pure chaos. Flint, his floater will roll in for 2, and Randy Flint records his first points of the game. And falling to the ground there will be Womack, and it's taken away by Meltebarger. Also checking in the game will be Bryce Foster and Wyatt Vincent. Here's Vincent in the corner. His three-point shot will go. Wyatt Vincent, 4-3, and an Eagles lead.
And that's big shot for Nixa, especially considering the fact that most of their threes haven't been falling all tournament, really all season. It's good to get one of those to fall.
Here's Javon Williams, post up on Vincent. Driving through the lane will be Womack, poked free. He recovers. Williams, top of the key, Stone. Stone gets it over. Cameron Fields. Now Fields coming off of Stone's screen. Kevon Flint presses up on Stone. Poked free there by Meltebarger, and it will stay Wildcat basketball. Now we're going to see Damian Alexander check back into the game. That layup no good. Rebound Stone. Shot blocked by Meltebarger. Fighting forward Alexander. He goes up with it, and it will roll in for two.
And you got to get those boards. Those are second chance, third chance opportunities that you cannot allow, because those points are really going to be hurtful, especially when we get into a late game scenario if this game's close.
Here's Vincent, top of the key, gets it over Flint. Now Flint putting on the moves, cutting through the lane. Ball poked free there by Stone in the hands of Womack. 3-on-3 fast break, putting it up. No good there by Alexander. Rebound Flint, he gets it to Meltebarger. 3-on-1. Putting it up will be Kevon Flint, and it is good for two. And down there cherry picking, Savon Stone. He misses the layup. Now the Eagles push it back fast. Flint stepping through the lane, kicks it out to his younger brother, Randy Flint. He tries to drive through. He poked free and stay with the Eagles. The refs allowing a lot of contact, and honestly, I like it. I mean,
yeah,
I like the let them play mentality.
That's the second time where a drive's been trying to go in, and then the Wildcats are able to get to him, poke the ball free. You're going to drive in. If they're going to collapse like that, someone's got to be open somewhere.
Vincent, far wing, three-point shot is good.
That's 2 for 2 for Vincent from three-point land.
And he might get the spark to the Eagles shooting they need. Taken away there by Foster, gets it to Flint. Kevon Flint pushing up court. Flying through the air, rolls in and out. Finds the hands of Vincent to Randy Flint. Hesitant there on the three-pointer. And he'll just pull it back out with 20 seconds left. Flint guarded by Womack. Now to Foster. Womack switches on. 10 seconds left on the clock. Flint in the corner. Gets it to Foster. Foster, pass taken away. There's Damian Alexander with 2 seconds on the clock. Goes up with the lane and will fall in. And going in to quarter number 2, your score is 14-11. This break is brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. And we are back after that short break. 14-11 the Eagles lead, and it's been Vincent taking charge and the Eagles scoring, hitting 2 big three-pointers, and I don't remember the last time an Eagle hit 2 three-pointers in a row this year. I don't know if it has happened, but Vincent has drilled both of them, and 2 other three-pointers have been taken. That have been by Peters, and actually 3 by Peters, McKnight, and Hines, both of them missing.
I mean, sometimes it just takes one bench guy to get the three-point game going, just for some of the starting 5 guys to get going. It never has to just come from your starting 5 or even your seniors. If a guy coming off the bench, more of a role player, gets on, takes 2 shots, knocks both of them down, that is absolutely huge for a basketball team.
Here's Womack, passes it off Bogus. Bogus to Stone, back to Womack. Near corner three-pointer won't go. Rebound there by Randy Flint as the Wildcats coming into the press. Meltebarger falling to the ground, keeps his dribble. Timeout, Nixa Eagles. This is a smart timeout there, saying Meltebarger was very close to getting stripped.
And only the first timeout used by the Nixa Eagles so far in this game. And yeah, like you said, great use of a timeout right there, as that was going to be a clean shot at the basket going the other way.
And we have had a special shout-out request, and that's going to go out to New York, and a big fan of the Eagles and an especially big fan of Garrett Hines. It's going to be Garrett's Aunt Dana Heimbach. thank you for tuning in to every game and supporting the Eagles. 7:36 left in the second. It looks like Meltebarger is going to go to the ground, maybe tweaking something, and he'll check out of the game. And checking in will be McKnight. Foster now kicks in the corner. Flint looks inside McKnight. Foster now driving baseline. Looks back inside McKnight, and what a look from Bryce Foster, and the court vision there was great.
I mean, you can't teach.
Taken away there by Vincent.
The ref almost got hit in the head there.
They're going to say Vincent stepped out of bounds. A great hustle player there by Vincent. And I mean, I say it every game. That's the one thing everybody has to love about Wyatt is how hard he hustles. And that's why you see him out on the court a lot. Here's Jaden Bogus with 7:08 left. 16-11, the Eagles lead. Now Damian Alexander coming off of Javon Williams' screen. Javon Williams driving through, kicks it out. Alexander, his three-pointer won't go. Rebound there by Flint. Looking up is McKnight. Jump step and lays it off the glass. No good. He gets his own rebound and lose control, gets it up to Bogus. Now Bogus looking to go coast to coast. Can't finish. Rebound, Peters.
And this is more the fast-paced, just chaos that I was expecting out of these two teams.
Here's Randy Flint driving through the lane, and an armbar foul will be called there on Jaden Bogus. And yeah, like we said, it's just pure chaos. I love letting them play and kind of just, I mean, it's the bang, like getting banged up and everything. I know it sucks, but it's just hard, gritty basketball.
And they're way more entertaining to watch, at least in my opinion.
And last night's girls' games, it was you touch them and it's a foul. And laying out the glasses, McKnight for two, and you know McKnight could very well get his third double-double of the year.
And he wasn't scared to put that up. 2-on-1, went straight up with it, straight to the chest.
Corner Jaden Bogus, guarded there by Vincent. 6:10 left to play as Bogus drives through the lane, kicks it out. Savon Stone posted up on Flint. Fade away off the glass, no good. Rebound by Foster. Foster gives it to Peters. Peters driving through the lane, finds McKnight, backdoor cutting, and it's good for two.
I mean, where is the defense in the transition? You can't allow backdoor cuts that easily.
Timeout, Washington Wildcats, and we'll take a short break, brought to you by Night Heating and Cooling. .549 left to play. It will be Wildcats basketball as they called the timeout as the Eagles had tons of momentum going their way. As now the Eagles come out on the press and passes tipped out of bounds there by Josh Peters. All the Eagles starters are back in except for Jackson Cantwell. Staying in will be Wyatt Vincent. And traveling will be called there on Jamari Williams as he took a step before he put the ball on the ground.
And that's an awful turnover. I mean, you're wide open on the arc, just mishandling the ball right there. Those are things that, I mean, if Nixa goes down here and hits a three of their own, all of a sudden you're down 12. That's a terrible turnover for any team.
McKnight top of the key to Vincent. Vincent pulls it out, finds Hines coming off the screen. His three-pointer, no good. Fighting for the rebound will be Vincent. Going up through contact, and he throws it off the rim. Fighting for the rebound will be McKnight, but Alexander coming down with it. He's looking to go coast to coast. And the foul's going to be called there, I believe, on Peters.
That's a little bit of an interesting call considering the fact that it looked like Alexander leaned into Peters.
And not more of a lean, it's more of a armbar shove. That's right, I almost pushed you off the stand up here. And now Williams spinning through the lane. What a finish, Jamari Williams.
And through the spin, being able to control the ball, going up right after it. Great play. Getting inside and putting your team within 7.
Here's Vincent. Looks inside for Peters. Peters posted up on Franklin. Foul will be called there on Laundre Franklin.
And you see right there, the second Peters goes in the paint. Did you see the defense? All of it collapsed. When you see that, you got to know that the second you drive in, if that happens, you got to find someone out on the open because that's your chance to hit a big three-point shot.
Peters driving through the lane, through contact, and he'll finish with the one-hand lay. The Eagles come out in the trap through the legs of Peters and back up Franklin. Franklin to Alexander, lays it off the glass, and it's good for 2. Now Kemp's going to push it up. He's guarded tightly by Jaden Bogus. Over McKnight in the corner, Hines. McKnight gets stripped, but finds Vincent in the corner. His three-pointer will go. 3 for 3, White Vincent. Damian Alexander hands it right to Josh Peters. Now Kemp's going to slow it back up.
A lot of careless turnovers right now for this Wildcats team. Travels up behind the back, just went to Peters. We've got a couple of other just missed shots, missed opportunities.
Pull-up jumper from Hines is good. You know, the three-point shot for Hines really hasn't been there, but that mid-range jumper, I don't know if he's missed from it.
No, and he's one of the best guys I've seen shoot that. Pull-up mid-range of that fadeaway mid-range shot in person. I mean, he does it so effectively. He works on that shot all the time. And it's a thing of beauty to watch when he's nailing it.
McKnight will check out. Cantwell will come back in. Here's Jaden Bogus coming off a stone screen. 15-footer will go. It will be Kemp to bring it up for the Eagles as the Eagles lead by 10, 27-17. Here's Hines in the corner for 3. No good. Stepping out of bounds will be Cameron Fields as a great hustle from Devin Kemp. Stay with the Eagles, and right now is a great time for the Eagles to capitalize. Jump ball Peters fading away, and it will fall in for 2.
And Peters got a lot of versatility in this game. Can play outside, play more of a guard, but then right there, just post up down low. Got a good bucket inside.
Cutting through the lanes will be Williams, and it's a miss on the dunk. It could be a highlight reel dunk, and it just goes down. It could lead to Eagles points with 2:51 left. Vincent now across court. Kemp inside Cantwell, back out. Kemp in the corner, and it'll be tipped out of bounds. We'll stay with the Eagles.
And that dunk on the other one was definitely about to be a highlight reel play, but now it's just another one of the missed opportunities that have just surrounded this Wildcats team this half.
Peters bulling his way inside. Shot blocked there by Jamari Williams. As Peters wanting a foul. Now spinning through the lane, throwing it up. Traveling will be called there on Jamari Williams. 29-17 is your score with 2:27 left, and these games have been going by so fast.
I mean, normally we get caught in like a game that goes in overtime, but yeah, tonight it's been going by very fast.
Cantwell inside. Baseball style pass there by Vincent to Kemp. Now Kemp swings it around. Here's Hines. Hines driving baseline. Picks up his dribble. Deep three-pointer from Devin Kemp, and it will fall.
Not the guy you want heating up in the three-point line. Devin Kemp has a lot of range.
Jaden Bogus hopping through the lane. Shot blocked there. And now Vincent will be in transition. Cross-court pass. Hines, three-pointer. Will not go. Back out to Hines beyond the arc. Here's Kemp. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound Cantwell. He puts it up, and it won't go again, but Peters finds it. Peters' three-pointer will fall short. I believe it was tipped. And after a very chaotic possession, Jamari Williams will be in transition.
And Nixa's got to capitalize on that. You had 4 opportunities in one drive to get points on the board. Leaving with nothing is definitely going to hurt.
Three-pointer from Fields, no good. With a minute 08 left, stay tuned as sideline reporter Parker Mann will be having a word with Coach Blancett. The Eagles lead by 15. Pass poked away there by Cantwell. Now Bogus looking to go coast to coast. Shot blocked by Josh Peters.
And Josh Peters has had a lot of highlight reel defensive plays. Thinking about it over the last couple of years, especially last year and just picked up one up tonight, can definitely be a big defensive presence down low.
Fields to pass it in, looking for anybody, and he'll throw it back up to Bogus. Bogus with 40 seconds left on the clock. The jumper no good, but Cameron Fields fighting the rebound, fighting through the contact, gets it out. Javon Williams hopping through, off the glass, no good, but he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2. .1 seconds left.
And a 15-point deficit right now for the Wildcats. Only 28.1, so definitely not enough time to get any bit of a run going, but a lot to talk about in the half. And they've had their chances. They've had good looks throughout the game, but they just had a couple of careless turnovers and some things that probably shouldn't have happened on the offensive side of the ball. And then defensively, they cannot guard the three-point shot. I know Nixa isn't making most of them, but they're giving them a lot of space to work with. So little things for the Wildcats to fix as they go in at the half.
Here's Kent bringing it up, guarded by Fields. 17 seconds left on the clock. Hines now guarded by Javon Williams. Back to Kemp. 12 seconds on the clock. And here's Peters guarded tightly by Joe Richardson. 6 seconds as he is giving him no room to work, driving through the lane. Falling to the ground, charge taken there by Javon Williams. He hit the ground hard. He's slow to get up. His teammate Jaden Bogus is picking him off the ground, and 2.4 seconds left. A chance for the Wildcats to make a statement going into halftime and just trying to claw their way back into the game.
A buzzer beater would do wonders for their momentum.
And Bogus pick it up. Shot from the timeline, nowhere close. 32-18 is your score. We're going to send it out to Parker Mann to talk with Coach Blancett. We'll be back.
I'm here with Coach Blancett. Coach, you guys had the day off yesterday. How did you keep your team focused?
We just had a lot of fun. I don't know. We didn't do a whole lot of basketball stuff. Just enjoy the day.
And this game so far, you guys are playing at a very high pace. Is that something you planned for?
Yeah, both teams like to get up and down the floor, so we knew it'd be a little bit out of control at times, but defensively we're playing well.
Thank you, Coach.
And we are back live at Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri. It's the Liberty North Invitational. The Eagles looking to claim their second straight Liberty North title in their second year in the tournament since, I guess, ever. I was going to say since Brock Blancett took over. But since Brock Blancett's taken over, the Eagles have only lost one tournament game. That was this year's Willard Basketball Classic Championship against Bentonville. 32-18 is your score, as it's been Wyatt Vincent leading the charge for the Eagles, having 9 points, all of them coming from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Wyatt Vincent definitely has had a night. I don't think any of us were expecting. 3 for 3 from the three-point line, has 9 on the night. He's been doing great. Overall, this has been a great defensive performance from the Nixa Eagles. They're generating turnovers. They're making the Wildcats make mistakes. They're cleaning up the boards off the first shot, no second chance opportunities. It's about everything you could ask for from your team defensively. And Washington, I mean, nothing is going right for them right now. Their defense was good in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, the Eagles started knocking down some shots, and they couldn't get anything to fall. So here we are. I mean, you're only down 14, so it's not the end of the world. You can definitely come back from that in 2 quarters, but you're going to have a lot fixed by the time you get to that point. And if the Eagles come out playing the same way that they did in the first half, they're going to have to definitely change some things up.
Well, you say that you haven't really, I guess, expected it from Vincent, but I kind of knew it was coming sooner or later because during the JV season last year, he didn't miss. I mean, they would send him down in that corner, and they would just kick it out to him on the outlet, and he would drill every shot. I mean, there was a game, I think it was against Joplin, there was a game where he had 26 points all off of three-pointers.
And when I say didn't expect, I'm not saying like his inability to shoot the three-point ball. I'm saying that just because of him coming off the bench and having the role he normally had in the first couple of games,
it seems like he'd been a little more hesitant about taking that shot.
Yeah, as most guys starting on first time starting on a varsity spot are. You're a little hesitant on everything. A shot that a Josh Peters or Garrett Hines might pull, some of the newer guys might not. But that's all comes with experience. So I'm glad he's pulling. I mean, I'm not going to complain about a 14-point lead and 3 for 3 on the three-point line. If you're hitting him, keep pulling him.
And it will be Kemp to bring it up as he drives in the corner, guarded by Bogus. And foul will be called there on McKnight for a moving screen. And probably a good thing McKnight got the screen called on, because when he went to drive back door, he got hammered going up. I mean, I think they usually call something on that because, I mean, you don't really play it out like that.
Yeah.
But nothing was called, and here's Bogus, kicks it over Jamari Williams. Three-pointer from Williams won't go. Rebound McKnight, stripped free there by Damian Alexander.
Missed shot, but then a quick turnover, and now a second chance for the Wildcats to try and get this quarter going.
Williams driving through the lane, and it's going to get stuck. Stay with the Wildcats. That's something you don't see every day.
We've already seen it once this tournament, though. We saw it the last time we were here. The last game.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it took McKnight about 5 times jumping up to get knocked off. And here's Jamari Williams spinning through off the front iron. No good. Rebound by Cantwell. Falling to the ground will be Bogus. Kemp to bring it up. Kemp to Hines. Hines in the corner. Here's McKnight. Looks inside. Cantwell lays off the glass, and it is good for 2. Jackson Cantwell.
I mean, once Cantwell gets the ball and he's already in between you and the basket, not really much you can do. You can't do much. You just got to hope he misses. But
Bogus' pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound McKnight. Now McKnight's going to push it up court and pull it back.
Nice on defense. If you're going to guard Cantwell inside, when they throw out the chest like that, if they don't use his height, you got to wait till the ball gets there and try and get a tip.
Kemp to Peters, tiptoed by Peters, and now he's going to drive through the lane. McKnight one more time, Hines. So the Eagles swinging around the perimeter. Back over is Kemp in the corner, McKnight. Falling to the ground will be Cantwell, but McKnight will lay it in for 2. I really don't know what. You don't see him get knocked over many times. And Alexander going through the lane, and he'll be fouled hard.
Yeah, definitely
A lot of kind talk. A lot of contact. Oh, my. These late games have been messing with everybody.
I think the championship game's at 8:30 tomorrow.
Oh, it is at 8:30. Don't worry. The Eagles have a 17-point lead. It's been a long day, Ryan. We've done a lot.
It's been a good day, though.
It has been a good day. It's just been a long day.
Running around downtown KC was nice.
Damian Alexander's second shot, no good. Rebound, of course, coming from the freshman Adam McKnight. Kemp to bring it up. Kicks it in the corner. Here's McKnight. Pump fake back to Kemp. Spinning through the lane. Oh, my goodness. Devin Kemp making a man fall and finishing at the rim. Jamari Williams hands it off. Javon Bogus. Shot blocked there by Cantwell, and Williams catches it as he falls to the ground.
And, I mean, that's just unfortunate when you go up
I mean,
and
it
get
fell
stuffed.
perfectly in his hands.
Yeah, perfectly. And I guess he already thought he was on the floor when he grabbed it, but it's really unfortunate.
Kemp to bring it up. He finds Peters in the corner. Jab step and go Peters. He'll be fouled by Jaden Bogus. Should I take that back? It will be Womack charged with the foul. Shooting 2, Josh Peters.
2 for 2 at the line. Make that 3 for 3. And with 7 on the night.
39-19 is our score, 5:39 left, and we're trying to fix our clock and scoreboard currently, so we'll try to get that back up and running as fast as possible. Second free throw will fall. Eagles now lead by 21. It'll be Cameron Fields to hurry up the court. Fields sliding, fadeaway jumper, no good. Foul's going to be called. And I mean, might as well give Cameron Fields the Oscar.
Yeah, definitely.
For best acting. Because
I mean, the contact didn't come till after the shot was already out of his hands, and even then it was more towards his upper body, not towards his arm. But, I mean, he sold it. Give it to him. Do whatever you got to do.
Free throw by Fields will go. So they cut the lead in half, 40-20. Fields' second free throw will also go.
And Fields picks up his first 2 points of the night.
Here's Peters for 3 in the corner. No good. Gets his own rebound. Pull-up jumper, also no good. Somehow McKnight goes out the rebound. He goes up and one, Adam McKnight.
And what has really been a theme all game, Washington has not been able to grab a board all night. I mean, second, third chance opportunities like that, they wear out a defense, and it hurts you in the long run, and especially with an and one like that, you got to box out and get a board. You know, sometimes you go, oh, well, it's Jackson Cantwell, but that time it was McKnight doing all the work down low, so you have to box out.
Cantwell will check out. Kevon Flint will check in. McKnight's free throw will be good. The Eagles now lead by 22. Putting it up off the glass will be number 10, Savon Stone. Now Flint will slow everything up for the Eagles and gets it to Kemp. Kemp on the far wing.
Normally the Eagles are
looking inside, pass taken away, but somehow Peters finds it falling to the ground, and a traveling violation will be called first, and what a finish coming from Peters fighting through the contact.
very impressive finish, especially off tip in.
McKnight will get that one right back. Floater will go and one, Adam McKnight. His 13th point of the game.
I mean, off that inbound pass, I mean, what happened? McKnight's just sitting there waiting for it. Just tosses it anyways, kind of carelessly. And McKnight's able to pick up in a free 2 points on the other end.
With 4:43 left, the Eagles lead 45-23. Free throw will not go. Rebound there by Ryan Hooks. Fields pushing it up. He pulls it back out. Fields trying to drive baseline on Flint. He denies it. Back out Jamari Williams. Williams hands it off. Damian Alexander. Alexander looks back for Williams. Puts it up in the air. It'll be good off the glass. 4-2. Here's McKnight. Pump fake. Driving through the lane. Back out. Tiptoed in by Kemp. McKnight. Pump fake. Drives through the lane. Lays out the glass. No good. Rebound Ryan Hooks. Here's Jamari Williams. And he lays it in. A little scared after missing that last one, I'd like to say. And oh my goodness, Kevon Flint. Cross-court pass. Kemp for three. No good. Jamari Williams now looks inside Ryan Hooks. Hooks posted up on Kemp. Picks up his dribble. Three-pointer from Williams will fall.
That puts Williams up at 11. Double digits. Team was within 15. It's getting to the later half of the third quarter. The Wildcats are going to have to get a run going.
Here's Peters in the corner. His three-pointer won't go. Rebound McKnight off the glass, and it's good.
And if you want
15 points from the freshman. Timeout, Nixa Eagles.
And if you want to start a run, you know what the first thing you have to do is? Get rebounds. That controls the pace of the game, and it also prevents things like that from happening, as the Eagles have been cleaning up on the second chance points all night.
And McKnight is definitely pushing a double-double, if not having it already, and that'd be his third one of the year.
We need to figure out what the record is.
It's definitely something he could be pushing for.
Would you look at this? Oh, it was pre-recorded. I got really confused. There was an
I was about to
interview
say, I
up
thought
on
they were going to
I thought they were doing that
interview.
mid-timeout.
The Eagles lead by 17.
I was like, Blancet was okay with that? 3-13. Eagles up 17, 47-30. This is Alexander taking the inbound. Fields has it.
And now driving is thrown out of bounds will be Stones. And our stat keeper, Aiden Hopkins, says McKnight only has 5 rebounds, but I think he might have more. I mean, it's difficult to do those stats. I mean,
It definitely is, especially with how quick these two teams play. It's very hard to keep stats, especially just on your phone. So
yeah. There'll be Kevon Flint coming off the screen, driving through, loses control of the basketball, but foul will be called. So he said it was on the shot. Foul called there on Savone Stone. Shooting 2 will be Kevon Flint, and Washington's 1 foul away from putting the Eagles in the bonus. Flint's free throw will fall.
And if the Wildcats want to try and get a run going, the first thing I already said they need to control the boards, but the next thing is they just need to find that spark on offense. I mean, outside hasn't been working, but the inside really hasn't worked all quarter. You just got to keep moving and try and find, if it's a backdoor cut, if it's an open shot from the outside, but you got to find a way to get a point on the board.
Here's Cameron Fields, gets it off Jamari Williams, back to Fields.
I think with how far you're down.
Driving through Fields, fighting through the contact. Late foul called there on Kevon Flint.
And if you're the Wildcats, you're getting to the point where if you have even a little bit of a look on the three-point line, I get hitting the pump fake and trying to drive inside, throw the defense off, but if you have a little bit of a look, you might as well just start pulling it. You're running, I wouldn't say you're running out of time, but we're getting close to the point where it's time to panic.
First one will go in. McKnight will get a break. So he has 15 points tonight and quite a few rebounds.
Got a standing ovation from the benches. They also have to give him high fives. He's had an amazing night.
Flint to bring it up. Gives it to Melta Barger. Melta Barger back out Randy Flint. coming off of Vincent screens Flint. Hopping through the lane, looking for Foster in the corner. Pump fake floater from Foster will fall in.
Great move to throw him off. Great pump fake. And the baseline was wide open. Easy floater.
Fields driving through the lane. He can't finish. He hits his neck hard up against the pad. He'll stop the game. I think it was kind of like a little shock there.
That's dangerous right there. When you slide into the pad like that. I saw him hit and not immediately get up.
He's definitely going to feel that in the morning.
Feel that in the morning. He's
feeling it right now.
He'll definitely be sitting out for a little bit. I wouldn't be quick to say the whole game, but he definitely is going to sit down for a little bit because hitting your neck like that, it's definitely not something you want to try and take a chance on. We're going to hope he's okay.
Here's Flint coming off the double team, throws it inside Meltebarger. He looks for Foster. Foster throws it off the feet of Javon Williams. Be a kickball violation. Here's Foster to pass it in, finds Flint. Kevon Flint now. Driving baseline. Looks up for Foster, and it's thrown into the stands.
When the Eagles have these types of turnovers, if you're the Wildcats, this is where you have to capitalize. You got to shoot and make a shot on this.
Here's Savone Stone, back out. Javon Williams driving through the lane. He can't finish. He'll go to line 2, shoot 2.
And that's in the bonus for the Wildcats. You got 2 at the line. You got to knock these down. You're currently down 19.
First free throw will go. Rebound there by Joe Richardson.
And as expected, here comes the press trying to generate any type of momentum, a turnover before the end of this fourth quarter with 1:13 left in the third.
And here's Foster left open, near wing, rolls in and out. I don't know what the call is.
It didn't look like he hit his arm. I thought it was tipped it out, but they're going to call. I didn't notion to the bench for a foul, so I think they called out of bounds on Washington.
Here's Vincent now, around the perimeter, Meltebarger. Meltebarger gets it to Flint. As Flint loses control of his dribble, and it will be Wildcats basketball.
And you need that. This is a big 3 right here. It changes the momentum. A complete 180 at this point, so you got to, or at least 180 from what it was.
Jamari Williams pump fake, reverse lay. Oh my goodness, 360 in the air. I don't know what the.
That was a dirty finish. In the air, 180. Behind the back.
360.
Ooh,
360. Yeah. I don't know what just happened.
Not too sure either, but I mean, there's not much you can do as a defense when the guy does a 360 on you. In the air and finishes it with one
Flint
hand.
to bring it up with 24 seconds left and bring on a triple team. Passes it off the corner. Foster. Foster to Vincent. Back to Randy Flint. 16 seconds left. Flint having a wide open lane. Looks for Vincent. His three-pointer short. He misses his first 3 of the night. Javon Williams in the corner. Step back three-pointer. Will go as time expires. 51-40 is your score in
that was a big 3
at a
to
game.
end the quarter.
Yeah, with a game what you thought was over when they were up by 21 is now down to 11-point game, and all of the Eagles starters check back in. We'll be back after this short break, brought to you by Central Gas and Propane. It'll be Eagles basketball to start the fourth quarter. Here's Hines. Gets over McKnight. McKnight looks inside. I don't know. There was a whistle, and foul's going to be called on Joe Richardson.
I mean, you can be mad at the call, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it probably saved you from a Jackson Cantwell layup, and it puts you down 13. So it's kind of like those – I mean, no, I lost what I was going to say there.
Pass into the corner. Here's Hines. Hines to McKnight, top of the key. McKnight looking inside for Cantwell, but finds Hines in the corner instead. Back out McKnight, 7:40 left. Here's Kemp with it. Looking for McKnight as he drives through the lane and gets stripped there by Stone, and Hines is in pursuit, but off the glass, Jamari Williams.
Ever since that missed dunk, and he's gotten 2 fast breaks, and has not even thought about trying to dunk that as a good, quick layup. Puts them within single digits.
And pass is given away, but they're going to say it was off the hands of Joe Richardson. Eagles basketball.
Hey, you're only down 9. You were down 21 point. No need to argue the call. He's got to play some D and try and get a stop here.
Cross court, and traveling will be called
And if you're the
on
Eagles,
Josh Peters, and he has a very, I don't know what I did look on my face.
and you can't be having those types of turnovers, even if it's, oh, it probably didn't travel. You can't be doing that in this situation whatsoever,
Here's
especially in this close game.
Richardson driving through the lane. Javon Williams, strip 3. Richardson keeps it alive, but hits Hines in stride. Back out Kemp. Look, Cantwell. Traveling will be called there on Cantwell.
You know, I thought Kemp had enough space to pull that. Kind of surprised he didn't.
And Meltebarger will head to the scores table. Washington down by 9. Floater falls in for 2. It is now a 7-point game. Timeout. Coach Blanza and his Eagles. The Wildcats making a run, 51-44.
And if you're Blance, you got to tell you guys, don't worry about it. Just calm down. You're still ahead in this game. You're still up 7. There's no need to freak out yet. But right now, we got to go down. On defense, they've had a couple of really good looks inside, a couple of good layups down at the other end. But a lot of it's just been capitalizing on mistakes the Eagles have made. If it's a turnover, like a travel, or if it's just not being able to grab a rebound or throwing it out of bounds, that's what they're capitalizing on right now. So if you clean those up, you clean up most of the way this Washington team is scoring.
And we would like to take this minute to thank our sponsors. First off, Central Gas and Propane. Also our 3-point sponsor, Wise Guys Screen Printing. We'd also like to thank Scooters Coffee and Nixa. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our Nixa Athletics update on the Nixa Schools apps. Also, you can get all live updates on Nixa Athletics Twitter page from Alex Stein. The Eagles to pass it in. It will be McKnight gets it into Kemp. In the corner, Meltebarger, his 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, Jamari Williams. Savon Stone, pass tipped, but he'll get it himself and lay it off the glass, and it is good for 2. And now it is a 5-point game.
It's a smart move by Devin Kemp here, slowing the game down. No need to hurry things. Just get your offense set up and get some points on the board.
Foul called there on Joe Richardson. .607 left, 51-46. Checking into the game will be Damian Alexander. Out Joe Richardson as that is his second. Also coming to the game, Cameron Fields. McKnight to pass it in. He'll bounce pass it in to Kemp, and now a high pass to Hines. Back to Kemp, Hines inside. McKnight kicks it out. 3-point shot coming from Kemp, and it is good.
Big shots from the big players on your team. The senior Devin Kemp hitting a big shot in the fourth quarter. That puts them up 8.
Here's Stone as he's slipping and falling, but keeps his feet. Javon Williams, no good. Fighting for the rebound will be Cameron Fields. Back out, three-pointer. Stone, way long. This court is getting very slick, as we've seen in these late games. I don't know how much the court is getting wiped down, if it is at all. Pull-up jumper from Hines is good.
Such a pretty jump shot.
Timeout, Wildcats. And I haven't thought about that. They haven't been wiping down the court. And I think that's what's been.
Yeah, normally
they probably have at the end of the night, but
they haven't, like, normally, like, especially in the Wheeler tournament, they had guys who would wipe off closer to the end of the basket. They haven't, now that you say that, I haven't seen a guy do that the entire time I've been here.
I know. I was just kind of thinking about that. I see them slipping. I'm like, you know, maybe they just aren't cleaning it. I mean, of course, they don't have the great Josh Skaggs to come out on the court and clean it whenever we need it to in between games or during breaks. But 56-46 is your score with 5:15 left in the fourth. The Eagles lead, but at one point I'm like, wow, this game's going to be a blowout. I'm like, I'm going to see the whole bench get in, but, you know, a little
bit of deja vu from last year. Same exact thing happened. Washington's shots have started to fall, and all of a sudden it's a game.
Continued to not fall.
Now that game, the Eagles still went on to win that game. So we'll see if history repeats itself.
Traveling violation called there on Cameron Fields.
You know, the Eagles in this tournament, it feels weird to think about, but these tournament games are obviously important because you want to win them, but they're also important because you got to get ready because the next time this team plays outside of a tournament, after the championship game or a third-place game, wherever they play, it's going to be in Kickapoo.
Pull-up jumper, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Hines. Back inside, his pull-up jumper is also no good. It's going to stay with the Eagles as it's staying off the hands of Javon Williams. Kemp to pass it in, looking for McKnight, cutting through the lane, lays it up the glass, and is good for 2. McKnight now has 17 points. Turnover caused by the Eagles, and it will be Nixa basketball as they lead by 12.
A costly turnover from Fields there. You cannot be turning the ball over like that, especially when you are in a shot of getting this game back to, I mean, you're only down 12 with 4 minutes left, and they've made up a distance like that already tonight. So when you have a chance to get closer to try and taking back this game, you cannot be turning the ball over like that.
Foul there on Richardson, and that will be his third with 4:44 left. Pass it to Meltebarger. He'll throw it out of bounds, and it will be Washington basketball.
.444 left to go in the fourth. Eagles up 12. But still a lot of time left on the scoreboard for the Wildcats to try and make a move.
Meltebarger will come out, and comes Randy Flint.
And you're at the point now for the Wildcats where it's not pedal to the metal, go as fast as you can, but you definitely can't go slow. You got to pick up the pace in terms of your offensive production.
Cutting through the lane, and one, Jamari Williams.
That's a big bucket right there. Have a chance to put it within single digits once again with the N1 converted here. And in this second half, Washington's had a great night driving inside.
In a point where I thought it was going to be a single-digit lead. It'll be a jump ball. But now it's another chance to make it a single-digit lead. Pass taken away there by Peters, and gets it to Kemp.
That's an errant turnover, but you got to forget about it because you got still 4 minutes left. You're only down 10. You just got to D up right here.
Kemp gets it off to Peters. Peters across. Here's Hines. Hines driving in, back out. Looks for McKnight driving to the hoop. Jumper no good. Diving forward, it's McKnight as he goes sliding out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats basketball.
And look at the effort right there. Baseball slide almost to the locker room trying to get the ball.
Floater no good. Rebound by Kemp. Oh, and we heard that one up here. As Mr. Burns is over here telling us it's not a foul, but I think fans at home could even hear it.
Oh, yeah, Burns, totally not a foul, totally.
Very sarcastic.
Patrick Beverly style basketball.
I mean, he literally got slapped on the wrist there.
See, that happens when we're playing street ball, and they're like, oh, what do you mean no foul?
Here's Randy Flint trapped in the corner, finds Hines and transition. Kicks it out, Peters for 3 shots blocked there by Richardson in the hands of Javon Williams. He picks up his dribble. Inside Jamari Williams, pass is taken away.
And you know, the art
Technical foul called on Jamari Williams.
And you know, right there,
Or I don't know if it was on Jamari or if it was on the coach.
good passing is really something that you don't really see too much affect the game. But right there, if
It
that
wa-
bounce pass hit in stride.
Technical foul was on Jamari Williams. And it will send Peters to the line to shoot 2. First one is good, and this is definitely could be a turning point.
If you hit that bounce pass in stride, though, on that end, that's an easy layup.
And only one will fall. It'll be Eagles basketball. Pass into Flint with 3:40 left. The Eagles lead by 11. Kevon Flint gets to his younger brother, Randy Flint. Back out Hines. Hines to Peters. Peters inside there. McKnight, and he finishes through contact. And one Adam McKnight, and he has a chance for 20 points. I'd like to mention Adam McKnight is also, once again, our Central Gas and Propane player of the game.
The technical foul and then the and one on the other end. Unless some crazy things happen, I think that might just be the final turning point.
Free throw is good, and McKnight breaks 20 for the first time in his high school career.
That's how, I mean, Washington had all the momentum in the world, and it has just hit a brick wall at that point.
Foul called on Garrett Hines as he pushes off of Londre Franklin. Pass taken away there by Flint. He's on a fast break. Step through, and McKnight almost puts it back. It'll be offensive goaltending.
That's the second time in the series of games the Eagles played that Adam McKnight's almost had a highlight reel. Just unfortunately goes right. There was the oop in the Willard tournament, and then almost had a monstrous putback.
Yeah, it's still, if he jumps maybe a little later, there had been no offensive goaltending. Foul called on Kevon Flint. He wasn't a fan of that. It's his second. The Eagles lead by 14 with 3 minutes left on the clock. Javon Williams now hopping through the lane. Back out, Joe Richardson. Back to Williams, over Jamari Williams. He sets up the Wildcat offense. Alexander to Williams. Off the glass, but foul's going to be called there on McKnight. His third. They'll send Jamari Williams to the line to shoot 2. Williams with 17 points tonight and 4 fouls.
Speaking of fouls, got to be careful if you're both teams, as Nixa is already in the bonus, and Washington only a foul away. The first shot goes up and knocks it down. 18 on the night for Jamari Williams.
Williams looking for 19, and he will have 19 points with 2:42 left in the fourth. Pass thrown out of bounds, and it will stay with the Wildcats. Well, it looks like a little miscommunication. Actually, it will stay with the Eagles.
Gotta be careful as they bring this press up. You gotta make
Never mind, it will stay with the Wildcats. Say it hits off of Flint's fingertips, but they all kind of look confused down there.
Only a 12-point game. They're gonna have to
definitely possible with close to 3 minutes left. Jamari Williams layup will fall in for 2, and now the Eagles are going to push it back up court.
Now Kemp heads to the scorer's table.
Back over Hines. Here's Peters. Finds Flint. The Eagles looks like they're going to possess the ball here for as much time as possible. Back out to Randy Flint as we about break the 2 minutes. Rebound there by McKnight, brings it back beyond the arc. Now we cross 2 minutes. He finds Hines cutting through. One more time, Peters off the glass, and it will go in for 2.
Great drive, wasted a chunk of time off the scoreboard and also put it back to a 12-point game.
Jamari Williams, 3-point shot, no good. Rebound Hines. He gets it to Flint. Flint to McKnight. Foul called there, and it will send McKnight to the line to shoot 2.
Already with 20 on the night and with 1:30 left, McKnight's able to put this to 14. That'll be huge into putting this one to bed for Nixa.
Of course, stay tuned to hear from Adam McKnight once again and Parker Mann down there. He misses the first one with 1:30 left. Second free throw from McKnight, also no good. Javon Williams can't finish. Rebound McKnight. He'll slow it up. Gets it to Kemp. Pass almost taken away. Here's Flint in the corner. Looks back inside. Peters, and he'll be wrapped up and almost tackled there by Joe Richardson. It's Richardson's fourth, but at this point, it really doesn't matter.
No, it does not, especially with Peters at the line. Already down 12. Not good. Now 13. McKnight checks out as it's Wyatt Vincent who checks in for him. So that is the last we'll see of McKnight with 69 seconds left. Yeah, you can, again, unless some crazy shenanigans happen at the end of this game, that might be the nail
I don't
in the
see
coffin.
14 points in
Yeah.
1:09. I'd like to say that is the nail in the coffin.
We always got to include unless something crazy happens.
And that,
Yeah, that's it.
and that's it.
I can confirm it now, 100% positivity.
The Eagles will go on to play at 8:30 tomorrow night. Pass is tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with the Eagles.
We love the late tournament games.
Every game we've played this year has been late. And Flint will possess it and push it up court. Slow everything back up. Back to the corner. Flint up top. Vincent back to Kemp. Foul there by Richardson, and he is done for the night. Richardson finishes with 4 points and 5 fouls. It will send Kemp to the line to shoot 2 with the new bonus rules. Free throw is good.
Mm-hmm. You know, I always say, oh, late tournament game. That just gives us more time to mess around like we did today going to the college basketball experience down in downtown KC.
Pushing up court will be Javon Williams. Looks to go coast to coast. Blocked there by Flint, and it will stay with the Wildcats. It almost fell right back into Williams' hands again.
That would have been the second time it's happened to him. It happened earlier with a block shot from Cantwell.
Now Flint will bring it up, taken away there by Alexander. Euro stepping through the lane, off the back glass, no good. We'll find Vincent almost in stride, but he tries to go behind his back. Pass picked off there by Randy Flint. Up to Foster, and foul by Javon Williams. I don't know why they're still fouling.
I don't know why Vincent made it look like he was about to throw an oop to Devin Kemp. That was funny.
They're all smiles down there. Kemp laughing.
Devin Kemp alley-oop.
If we put Cantwell out there and he throws him up in the air, maybe.
Get him a trampoline, like the Harlem Globetrotters.
That free throw will fall. Makes it a 16-point game. Second one from Foster will also go as he records 4 points tonight. Here's Bogus looking to go coast to coast. Blocked by Foster. Foul will be called.
I think the Eagles have combined, 6 or 7 blocks tonight. It's what it feels like it.
They've had quite a few. 17.4 seconds left. First free throw will fall. Second one from Bogus, no good. Rebound there by Stone with 14 seconds left. Jamari Williams now driving baseline, picks up his dribble and throws it into the backcourt. Will be a backcourt violation. With 4.1 seconds left, the Eagles will come out on top. Actually, I don't know what's happening. They're taking the ball up there. The Eagles will come out on top with their second straight victory and the fourth one of the year as they go on to another championship game.
And hopefully plan to turn their fortunes around in championship games. Second one of the year. Lost against Bentonville in the Willard Classic, but they find themselves right back in a championship game in a tournament.
We're going to send it down to Parker Mann and our Central Gas and Propane player of the game, Adam McKnight. We will be back.
Here with player of the game, Adam McKnight. Adam, you had 20 points, 7 rebounds. How does rebounding help you get points up on the board?
Getting rebounds and then going up strong with the ball gives you and ones, and then it's just easy putbacks.
And tomorrow, championship game, what's your mentality going into that game?
I think we just got to stay physical. These teams are both great teams. We just need to stay physical, getting boards, and then just out-rebound.
Thank you.
And we are back after a big Eagles victory, 69-51. The Eagles come out on top, and it's McKnight leading the way with 20 points. Another great game by the freshman, and every time he steps out on that court, he is impressing me more and more.
Yeah, he is, and he's really going to his own. Came out this year starting on the starting lineup for this Eagles team, and is only getting better and better the more we see him. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen later in the year, how he's going to grow, and we definitely have an emerging star in our hands in terms of Nixa basketball, as this team's going to be blessed with having him around for a long time.
I mean, if you have a player like that as a freshman who can, play at any level he wanted that well, it's impressive. Coach Blanton has himself a star.
Yes, he does.
After another Eagles win, we'll see you tomorrow night at hopefully 8:30, no later. I'd like to hope so. It hasn't been our luck recently, but
Let me check, because I think the 7th and 5th place games are going to be in the Ox Gym.
yeah, but then you have girls third place in championship and boys third place in championship. So it will be the last game of the night. 69-51 is your score.
If I remember correctly, it's guys third place at 5:30, girls third place after that, first place at 7, and then the guys first place at 8:30.
That makes sense. From Ryan Swanson, I'm Brady Retone, signing off.